Hi everyone, welcome to Infinity Bottle Evolution. I am your host EJ here with yet another video about our Infinity Bourbon bottle. Today we are going to be sampling version number 12 of the bottle, I believe. Right now, this bottle, Infinity bottle, for those who may not know, is simply a blend of different whiskeys. This is my bourbon bottle. It's been an ongoing project for a little over 2 months now, but a project that's going to be living for the long haul. You can see here that I have a beautiful decanter bottle that I use for my bottle, which is from I.W. Harper 15 year, which is a fantastic bottle. I really would love to get my hands on another one. But the bottle itself is just gorgeous and, makes for a nice Infinity bottle. For those of you who don't have an Infinity bottle going, please get weird, get experiment, and have a little bit of fun with it. But when we talk about this bottle, let's talk a little bit about the makeup of this bottle. So right now, the bottle is currently sitting at 67 days old. The average marriage time of everything that's in the bottle is about 44 days. Right now, there's about 25 ounces in the bottle. It's currently at its highest proofage to date. It just surpassed 100. It's at 100.2 proof, which is up from 99.5 last week. There's 39 different spirits within this bottle, mostly bourbon, but a little bit of American whiskey in the mix as well. As far as the makeup of those 39 spirits, the dominators right now, number one spot, about 8% of this bottle is made up of Blanton's. We did a 2-ounce pour last time, so we went a little heavy on that juice. Second place, we have Penelope. Penelope Black Label, private pick for Benash Liquors in New Jersey. About 1.4 ounces, about 5% of the bottle is that spirit. And then we have a 3-way tie for third. These are all clocking in at roughly about an ounce in the bottle, about 4% of the bottle each. And that would be Old Forester 1920, Stag Junior, which was the blind taste test last time. The last taste test I got right. Thanks again, Kevin, for the samples. Really glad I got some Stag in the bottle. What a delicious pour. I really need to get my hands on a bottle, but I'm not paying those crazy MSRP prices. If you're out there and you got a bottle of Stag, I got an extra bottle of Blanton's I would trade. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So third place was Old Forester 1920, Stag, and Old Tub make up the third place contestants here, about 4% each. So that's between the three, about 12% of the bottle. So as far as our mash bill, these are rough numbers. There's some mash bills I can't get my hands on firm numbers. About 73% corn, about 15% rye, 8% barley, and 3% wheat. So thank you for joining us once again. Today we are going to be doing a tasting of this bottle as we normally do here on camera. And then we're going to be adding a few new things into the mix. Ooh, that was interesting. When I popped the top, it had a little bit of pressure to it. That was different. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 ounces. So we're going to pour this. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to drink all 2 ounces here on camera, but I won't let it go to waste, that's for sure. So if I don't drink it now, I'll drink it a little bit later. All right. So, as always, guys, if you got an Infinity bottle going, if you don't have an Infinity bottle going, what's wrong? Get one going. Getting a little bit of air sound there. That's not great. I'm gonna have to look at this a little bit later and make sure that this top isn't letting air through. Because one thing that you don't want is oxidation, especially in a bottle that's gonna be living for the long haul with you, or minimal oxidation. So we wanna, try to prevent too much air coming or going. So I gotta look at this bottle a little bit closer when I'm off camera, because this might need a rebottle or at least a retop. All right, so once again, if you have an Infinity bottle going, we'd love to trade some juice with you. We have a couple other Infinity projects going as well. waiting for the right bottle, but I'm going to be starting a fourth bottle pretty soon here, which is going to be my high proof bottle. To be determined on what my criteria for that bottle is, but that's something that's coming soon. So we will get yet another infinity bottle going in the near future. But anyways, on to today's juice. All right, so right off of the top, definitely getting some oakiness. I'm getting some nuttiness, almost like an almond. There's sweetness in the mix, which I think is mostly going to be kind of that corn base. I get a little bit of like that bourbon sweet, simple syrupy sort of thing going on. Yeah, I would say those are the strong flavors in the mix right now. Not as hot smelling as I would expect from a 100 proofer, but I have realized last night I was drinking something that was 92 proof, and I was like, water. I've been really heavy on the high proofs lately. It's been the majority of what I've been drinking, so I think it's kind of made anything sub 110 or so kind of not as powerful, which I guess is good. I guess it's nice because I can drink a 90 proofer now and it doesn't really goes down nice and smooth. Maybe even like a little bit of honey in the nose. All right, cheers. Oak forward, very oaky. Get some vanilla. Really great mouthfeel. I'm getting some nuttiness on sip too. Definitely that. I get a little of the almond that I mentioned in the nose, but I get like a little bit of almost like a walnut funk. Kind of like that bitterness you could get from a walnut. But like at the same time with the sweetness, you get like a little bit of the walnut, like a candied walnut sort of flavor going on. All right, it's pretty good. We'll put her down for a moment. Let's get some fresh stuff in the mix here. All right, yeah, I definitely am a little bit concerned about the seal on this bottle. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to look at that and see what the story is here. If anybody has any feedback, don't be afraid to share it down in the comments below. All right, time will tell with that. Anyways, today we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add two things in the mix. Something that's not in the bottle, and then we're also gonna add a little bit more of something that's already in there that I'm getting down to the nitty gritty on. So let's start with something new. Four Roses, small batch select. So for anybody out there that likes Four Roses is pretty cool. Found out recently that you can go online. If you Google it, you'll find it in a heartbeat. They will send you free stickers, and they're good for this particular bottle style or the single barrel. And it's a front and back sticker. You can kind of customize them, so you can see that on the bottom here, I put Private Collection Eric Hansen. I know I go by EJ here on the channel, but my full name is Eric. And then on the back side, you can print something to your liking. So I put the channel name, Infinity Bottle Evolution, on the back side. So completely free to do. If you're a Four Roses fan, if you keep Four Roses in your cabinet, check it out. It's pretty neat. So I did a little researching around when I was trying to find the stickers. Somebody had mentioned this on a group. I think it may be the PA Bourbon Squad might be where I saw it on Facebook. Great group. That is like my number one group because PA, we are a state-controlled store, and it's been very helpful in finding some allocated items. And a lot of really good chatter back and forth on that channel. So PA Bourbon Squad, appreciate you guys. Appreciate the mods out there. I appreciate all the wonderful people looking out for each other. When the allocated stuff or the rare stuff comes, I try to do the same. It's really nice to have some bourbon connections in the state as well as, there's many other groups I'm in. But anyways, I picked this bottle up a few weeks ago. I'm a huge fan of the Four Roses single barrels. I think they're bang for your buck, some of my favorite bottles out there. It's actually been a while since I poured mine. I've had some other Four Roses offerings that I was like, meh, about. But on a whim, I went away a couple weeks ago, popped in a shop to pick up something that I didn't have in my cabinet. Was hoping to find something rarer, but when I walked in, this is what spoke to me. This is what I had been wanting to add. It was at the right price point. Little under MSRP, if I recall right. But regardless, I think it's a really solid bottle. It's a fairly newer bottle in my collection. I'm going to be doing a tasting here in a couple weeks with a handful of people, and this is going to be one of my selections that I'm bringing to the table. I got a lot of chocolate notes off of this one. I'm not going to lie, I tend to prefer the single barrel a little bit to this one, but this is still a very solid pour. I'm still very happy that I have this in my cabinet and that I got a chance to try it. And, the stickers just make it all that much more fun. So, oh yes, what I was going to say about the stickers, Four Roses free stickers, Woodford Reserve, you can get some free stickers from them. That's another one that's kind of like a bottom rocker. I'll bring my double oak back into the video at some point so y'all can see that. And Maker's Mark, I knew that you could get stickers for the standard Maker's Mark offering. I recently on distillery tours, but I recently found that you can actually order special occasion ones. Takes a little longer for the Maker's stickers to come through, but still cool to know that it's out there and you can do it. So today, for this Four Roses, we're gonna go ahead and add an ounce. We're gonna basically pour back what we took out of the bottle today. So we will do an ounce of the Four Roses. All right, fantastic. Now I'm curious. Oh, that's a pretty good fit. That might just be the solution of my problem. To be determined. Actually, it's a little loose, just slightly. All right, and then we're getting near the end here. Maker's Mark Cask Strength. I really love Maker's. I think Maker's makes phenomenal products. I think that they're high proofers. I have a bottle of this. I have a private selection bottle. I think they're both phenomenal. But I would say if you're into the higher proofs, if you like something that's, 110-ish or more, you like something that you're going to drink over a rock, I personally think that this is probably one of the best cask strengths that you can get under 40 bucks. I know that there's a lot of people that, are going to say Wild Turkey. I know there's a lot of people that are going to talk about, there's many other things and many different flavor profiles. But, as a wheater, it's just a solid wheat-based whiskey. This one clocks in at 110 proof. You see them generally right around there. I saw a 109 this week on the shelf. I've seen one slightly higher, but I think I paid about 35 bucks for this bottle, and it's just such a solid pour. It's not something I really like neat. It's definitely something that I personally like over a rock. My friend and I, we kind of call this jet fuel. I do think it drinks hot. I have 120 proofers in my cabinet that drink a lot more delicate than this. I think it drinks on the hot side, but I like that in the winter. But here we are, we're approaching the spring. I'm probably going to stop drinking as much heavy high proofers. So I am getting ready to kill this bottle, and I noticed when I was looking at the statistics on this bottle that right now, I think about 2% of the makeup of this bottle was the maker's cask strength. So figured since we're near the end, let's just go ahead and do another solid pour into the bottle. I like this, but I'm not gonna lie, there's so many bourbons out there, so many whiskeys out there. I don't know when I'm gonna buy another bottle of this. Honestly, I'm looking for a bottle of the Maker's 46 cask strength is probably the next Maker's I'll buy, unless I find some wood finish series, because from what I understand, some of the new wood finish series are about to start dropping. And of course, I'd love to get my hands on a bottle of that. I'm an ambassador. If you don't know about the program, guys, Maker's Mark Ambassador Program, it's awesome. It's a free things to sign up for. They put your name on a barrel. They'll let you know when that barrel's aged 5 to 7 years down the road. If you can arrange, you can go to the distillery, you can get a bottle from your particular barrel. Like I mentioned earlier, you can get a sticker on there that, says your name, all that fun stuff. But Makers is just a solid product. I forget what it's called, but I saw recently they did some sort of initiative that they're going greener, more earth friendly. So I can't speak high enough about Makers. I think that they make really good stuff. The Makers that I'm looking for at this point, honestly, I'm looking for some slam dunks. I'm looking for the super heavy waxed ones. If I see them on a shelf, I'll probably grab something, if it's got a wax to this level. And that's the cool thing about Makers is that, every one of these bottles is hand dipped. So every single bottle is going to have, different drips and draps. Drip, drap, motherfucker. And it's just cool. I think they do it right. I really do. I think the Makers is just a distiller who makes a solid product. It's pretty, you're gonna find Makers. I'm not out in bars. I'm middle-aged man. I'm not out doing that sort of thing. But if I go to a bar, I go to a wedding, if I see Makers, I know I'm gonna be all right. I know that I'm gonna be happy with what I'm drinking for the night. It's a common in people's liquor cabinets. I went over my sister-in-law's around the holidays this year, and my brother-in-law, he had a bottle of Makers. I think it was 46. And it was all right, I will gladly have a drink. Thank you very much. Going back to the Infinity Pour today, now that it's been sitting for a little bit, it's actually got a little bit more of an earthy tone. It's got a little bit more a little bit more like a tobacco-y sort of thing going on. I'm getting a little bit more licorice on the nose. I'm still getting that simple syrup though. The oakiness seems to have settled down a little. That's damn good. It's damn good. All right, so this bottle's getting pretty low. I think I'm gonna go a little heavy. I think I'm gonna go 1.5 ounces. I want to kill this bottle. You know what? Let's go for the gusto. Let's just do 2 ounces. So that's gonna bring my my Infinity nice and full here, guys. That's bringing me up to about 26 ounces in the bottle, which is, I think, the heaviest this bottle has been. So kind of neat. Ooh, little spillage. Yeah, so that's another pour, and I can say goodbye to that bad boy. Maybe I'll start my high proof bottle. Maybe that's what I'll do with that. That's actually a really solid idea. All right, guys. So as always, thanks for joining. We're once again continuing to add. Now with the 4 roses in the mix, we've officially hit the mark of 40 different spirits within this bottle. So that's really cool, really fun. Makers. I guess Makers is about to be, even though this bottle's almost gone, it now is probably the dominant. It definitely is the dominant spirit within this bottle. So I'm really interested to see how that affects everything we got going on. But once again, both of these very solid bottles. You could walk into a liquor store and walk out with both of these in hand for under $100. And in this day and age, sad but true, in the bourbon world, two solid bottles for under $100 really can't beat that, you know. And that's once again why I think that this is such a solid value at the price. I especially if you can find it around $35 or so. 110 proof, quality product. It's not some distiller that you don't know what you're getting. You're rolling the dice. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna be buying Makers regular strength stuff, but that's just because I like the high proofers. I like something with some spice. I like something with some kick, and I just think that this is all day long a very good bottle for the price. So, and I've seen around Makers is doing packages which have 375 milliliter bottles in them, and it's got a cask strength. It's got, I honestly can't remember if it's got a 46 cask or not. But I think there's private select in there also. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally making that up. But I know that I saw this week for about $55 a Maker's package that had 375 milliliter bottles in it. And I know that this was one of the offerings in that package. So, if you're looking to try a couple different things, I think that's a solid way to start. Because it's going to give you a little bit of variety, so you can do some side-by-sides, which is always fun. And, like I said, Four Roses just I don't really, sometimes Four Roses can get too floral for me. It's just not what I necessarily want. The problem with Four Roses, in my opinion, is Four Roses has 10 different mash bills. And that's a lot, right? Like 10 different mash bills from one distiller. So one mash to the next is going to be pretty different. I like this one because it's a gathering of 6 different mashes. So it's pretty cool. I think that they took a lot of time in this bottle. And once again, I just love the fact that you can get fun and custom with the stickering on there. I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff. Anytime I can do custom stuff, unique stuff, have a bottle that you can't buy on the shelf is pretty fun. Sometime in the near future, you'll see something that I'm going to bust out, which is going to be a pretty fun labeling project on a particular blend. I just ordered something last night. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag today, but you'll see what that is all about in the near future. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for joining as always. You know what to do. Go ahead and subscribe, go ahead and comment, go ahead and like, go ahead and hit the notification bell. Most importantly, keep blending. If you have that infinity bottle going, reach out. We'd love to trade some samples with you. Even if you don't have an infinity bottle going, we're always down to trade samples of the things in our cabinet for things that we don't have, so that way we can work them into the mix. Primarily bourbon heads around here, but I am getting into some scotches. I do like some ryes. I like some Americans, but at the end of the day, the end all be all for me particularly is bourbon. Bourbon is my spirit of choice. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I said it earlier. I have an extra bottle of Blanton sitting in my cabinet. I buy this to offer to my friends first and foremost, but I will gladly trade that away for something that I'm looking for. You got a Stag Junior? I would trade that in a heartbeat for a Stag Junior. There's other bottles out there too, but guys, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate the people that have been supporting this channel and watching all along. And I appreciate bourbon. And I appreciate all the wonderful YouTube channels out there. I've been getting into more and more and more YouTube channels. I've been spending most of my evenings spending an hour or so kind of reviewing, and I go to my staples. I go to the big dogs. I go to my bourbon junkies. I go to my It's Bourbon Night. I really like Bourbon Judge. I think he does a phenomenal channel. But I've been getting into some of the smaller channels as well. I don't want to mess up the name, but I think Nerd Bites. Maybe I'm correct, maybe I'm not, but they're a really small, newer channel. Did a phenomenal job on a series about Old Forester recently, the 1915. Really informative, really great stuff. Another bigger channel, but I've been really liking Drum and Mash. I think that's a really solid channel. A series that I would definitely, if you're an infinity bottle head, you're watching this video because you like infinity bottles, I definitely encourage you to do a YouTube search for Beagle Rare, not Eagle Rare, Beagle Rare, which is a stupid, amazing project that ADHD Fishing, ADHD Whiskey, Matt put together, who is a known guy here in the bourbon community. He's got a really fun channel, but years ago he did this crazy infinity bottle blend, and he shipped it around to different channels where they take out something and then add something. It really just like kind of what we're doing here with infinity bottle, but involving a lot of people in the mix, which is ultimately what I'm trying to do with the infinite infinity bottle, on a little bit of a different scale, where the mother always lives with me, but I can continue to develop and change it based on other people's infinity bottles and trade samples, and let you try what you've put your juice into, revisit it from time to time. So, that's all fun stuff. But point being, there's a lot of great bourbon channels out there. There's a lot of great whiskey channels out there. Constantly gaining knowledge from these folks out there that are my peers. I'm a small fry in a pond of very big fish, and I'm happy to just be here in the community, even if it's on a small scale, doing something which I believe to be different than any other whiskey channel out there. Sure, I don't have all the bells and whistles. Sure, I don't spend time sitting and editing videos. I literally record on my iPhone. I cut the beginning off just to make sure you don't see me hitting start on the camera, and I upload this bad boy. This is a hobby for me. This is no way, shape, or form something that I am trying to do professionally. My big goal, 100 subscribers. If I get 100 subscribers, I'm going to be ecstatic. And that's when we're going to start doing some contests. That's when we're going to start doing some giveaways. I've got a couple ideas for some pretty fun giveaways, but really want to hold out till we get to 100 subscribers. So if you're out there and you're watching, and you can subscribe, we would appreciate that more than anything else. We love views, we love comments, we love likes, but we freaking adore our subscribers. And eventually I do plan on doing something pretty special for my subscribers out there. And this is community, guys. That's what this is all about. So thanks again for watching. We appreciate all of you. One last for the road. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. This bottle's come a long way in 2 months, and I'm so excited to see where it goes, because there's quite a few bottles in my cabinet that we're going to continue to add into the mix here. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate you. Once again, I'm EJ, Infinity Bottle Evolution. Keep blending, drink responsibly, have fun with it, get weird. Get freaking weird. Just get weird already. There's no reason not to be weird. Why don't you want the rarest bottle of whiskey in the world in your cabinet? Why? If you don't have a good answer to that question, then why the hell haven't you made an infinity bottle yet? Till next time.